Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk about Mullen Automotive, ticker symbol MULN. I know it says net element right here, but it's actually Mullen Automotive. And then I'm going to get into my trading activity for the day. So if you want to see if I made or lost any money trading today, make sure you stick around for that. Spoiler alert, it was kind of a mixed bag, but the market is so darn choppy lately. It just seems like it's really hard for anything to get going. I actually do have a Patreon group, so if you'd like to join that, the link is down there in the description. It's only $9.99 a month. I don't really charge that much for it. I just want to try to get a group of like-minded people together. You know, after $9.99, you know, the Patreon fees and taxes and whatever, I'm not really killing it on that. So the point of that Patreon group is just to get some like-minded traders, and this stock right here is actually a good case in point because this was brought to my attention and all of our attention by Robert from the Patreon. So Robert, I appreciate it if you're watching the video. Told us about this one building up some steam, and I actually made a little bit of money on it today, still holding most of my position, but let's zoom in closer here just to see what is going on. I was liking this pattern just from the fact that it was starting to bottom and a lot of volume was coming in. Robert says that there is you know, a lot of activity on the message board saying there could be possibly a short squeeze coming up. If that happens, that'll be great. But when I was looking at Mullen, it was right here in between these two moving averages, the 8-period exponential moving average, which is the white, and the 21-period exponential moving average, which is the purple. So it was in the pressure cooker, as I like to call it. And sometimes when you get a break out of this, it can be a very powerful one. And it looks like it's starting to potentially be happening right now. There's still plenty of time left in the trading day, so hopefully MULN can continue this breakout. It really needs to close above $1.45 for this move to keep going, but there's a lot of volume coming in and a lot of momentum. I did end up taking profit on some of my call options on this big spike up here. I bought some $1 call options on the options that are expiring in a month and also the ones that are expiring next Friday. And I took most of the ones that were expiring next Friday off the table at 50 cents today. I bought them at 15 cents, so it more than paid for that position that I have in the near contract. So hopefully this thing can keep going and I can clean house on those options that are expiring in a month as well. But man, tons of volume coming in on this one. Let's go to the actually let's go to the 5-minute chart. You know, when you have these initial moves up like this, all you want to do is just wait for it to break through those trend lines. So once you get a fast move up like this and you get that pullback and you start to see a little bit of a trend line forming, you know, you don't have to rush to get into these. Just wait for them to break that trend line and start that new uptrend. You know, you'll be getting in near the beginning of the new uptrend, and you can see MULN did it again, had that nice explosion today. Hopefully we can have some continuation. We can see it's actually starting to break down just a little bit, but that is normal after a fast move up. A lot of times you get a fast little pullback and then it'll kind of grind around before it hooks back up. So hopefully that will happen on MULN. If that doesn't happen, you know, that's why I kind of take a little bit of profits quickly as it has that first blast up, because you never know if it's going to roll over or if it's going to keep going. Take a little bit off the table, make most of your money back, and then the rest of the position is practically free. But man, the way that volume is pouring in to MULN, I think that we have a pretty good chance of this thing for this thing just to keep going. I know a lot of people are talking about a short squeeze. I don't really get into the short squeezes too much, but if a short squeeze happens, I will definitely take it. So MULN, definitely the best performer in my portfolio today, and I absolutely love the fact that it's breaking through these trend lines, and you can see a lot of up volume is coming into this one. So MULN looking dynamite so far. All right, so let's get into my trading activity for the day. But actually, before I get started, I was combing some of the message boards for MULN, saw some pretty interesting posts. So if you guys have been on any of those Mullen Automotive message boards and saw anything interesting, please let me know about there in the comment section. Or if you happen to hear anything interesting about this company, make sure you leave it down there for me. I'm very interested in hearing more about this company, especially in the short term. I would greatly appreciate, you know, any info you can give me. But let's get into the trading activity. I'm going to start off with the good news. I actually made some money on this trade right here, MGLD. This is part of my gap and go strategy. What I like to do is look for stocks that are gapping up and either wait for them to pull back and then round up to buy them, or if they just start consolidating near the highs, which is what this one did, just buy it on a breakout. So let's go to the minute chart. We'll show you how this one is shaped out here. Let me back it up here and resize the chart a little bit so we can see it a little better. But as we can see with MGLD, nice gap up, no pullback at all. So I saw this ceiling right here at about 422. Put my order in at 420. Oops, actually that is where I bought it at. I was looking for the trend line. There we go. So this little ceiling starting to form. 422, put in my order to buy it at 423. It actually executed it at 424, and I sold it at $4.59. So that's going to be just a little bit lower than that. $4.59. I try to grab between 5, 6, 7% on a trade. I made a little bit more of that on this one, but as we can see, this one just continued to scream higher. I figured this had a chance of happening because with that daily chart, let's actually go back to the daily chart. You can just see how thinly traded this is and how just sketchy the chart looks, that there really isn't any overhead resistance up here. And if there's no overhead resistance, then you never know where it's going to stop at. And the fact that this thing is so thinly traded, no overhead resistance, I probably should have let a little bit of that position go. But I made more than I normally do on these type of trades, so I really can't complain. It's strange when you make money on a trade and it goes like much further in the direction that you were trading, you feel like crap. But if you lose money on a trade and say you take just a tiny loss and it ends up, going way, way against you, if you would have still stayed in the stock, it actually makes you feel good, even though you lost money on that trade. But hey, that's how our minds work. But MGLD was a decent trade. Next one I want to talk about is TQQQ. Bought some call options on the TQQQ, and I thought we might gap up, and actually I thought we might continue to move higher. We had a gap up. I've actually bought the 47 calls that were expiring today. I bought them at an average cost of $25 yesterday. I sold 2/3 of my position at 45 cents, so almost a double on that 2/3. I made all of my money back and then just a little bit more. And I actually thought the market was going to continue higher, but as we can see, it is just selling off. Tried getting rid of the rest of it if the market would have moved up just a little bit more, but it just kind of stair-stepped down, and I put my order in just a little bit higher than when it was turning up, and it just didn't work out. It rolled over on me every single time. So the rest of them are probably going to expire worthless. They're worth about a penny right now, so I got most of my money back, or I should say I got all of my money back and a little bit more on 2/3 of the position. But that's why I like to take some off with these options, because once the thing that you're trading turns around, those options can the value of them can really crash quickly. So I like to take a little bit off the table when I can. But I made a tiny bit of money, just a sliver. It's basically a wash for me. But let's get into the one that was a bigger loser, and that was BLNK Charging. Actually, and tried to anticipate the breakout yesterday on BLNK Charging. I bought in at $25.51, and they came out with some news. It was not taken well, and the market, this stock just gapped down, and it stopped me out at $24.24. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. But put in my stop just below this level right here, and gapped down and stopped me out quickly. If I was still holding on to those shares, I'd be looking at a bigger loss. But well, that's what happens when you try to anticipate a breakout. I don't do it very often. I usually wait for the breakout before I jump into a trade, but I was afraid that this thing could really start moving fast, and it did against me. But those were my trades for today. As you can see, it was kind of a mixed bag. And man, it's just tough to do any swing trades lately. That's why I've been trying to stick exclusively to the day trading until this market works itself out. Because with these swing trades, you just get chopped around. I like swing trading. It's my favorite form of trading, so I can't wait for the market to get back to normal. But hey, it is what it is. So I'm going to end the video right there. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you leave it down there for me in the comment section, and I will get back to you. Or any other nice looking trade you see setting up, if you let me know about that in the comment section, I would greatly appreciate that as well. But Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and have a great weekend, and until next time, take care, everybody.